Hello Virgo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the High Priestess. To me, this is the card of the third eye opening, the widening of the psychic aperture, right? The waxing moon, the dawning of the light, the opening of that psychic perception. I feel like you've recently had sort of a psychic awakening, right? I feel like you've had an experience recently where you can perceive now more of that divine light, more of that psychic energy coming in. You're in this attitude of reception, right? That you're receiving the divine guidance. I feel like you're trusting your intuition more. I feel that you are able to sort of read energy again, either for the first time or again. I kind of feel like you've always been able to do that, but maybe it's kind of, it's sort of waxed and waned over time, right? I feel like it's definitely waxing now. It's really activating in you, and I feel that you are very sensitive to people's energies to the point where it's kind of like you put on an extra shirt, an extra pair of clothes or something to like insulate yourself, you know? Or you kind of, you're a little bit more, I think, picky about who you spend your time with, about who you allow yourself to be around, because you know you're going to pick up on their energy, you know? So you surround yourself with positive people that have good energy, right? It's a very good skill to have. It's a very wonderful gift to realize that and I think we all have this. But, you know, some of us can access it maybe better than others at times, and it does fluctuate a lot, right? Just like the moon energy. Let's put this into some context. What really are we doing with this sort of perception, with this intuition? What is the light revealing to you? What is the message coming in for you? Okay. And we've got a Princess of Cups, got an Eight of Swords, we've got a Prince of Wands, Seven of Cups, and we've got a Prince of Pentacles. Fire to earth. First of all, fire to earth. There's something that's been started that needs to continue. We're manifesting, right? We want this. This is what we want. Fire to earth. That is the electrical circuit of creation. That is instant manifestation, right? This is the impulse. This is the behavior. This is heaven. This is earth, above, below. This is will. This is action. This is inspiration and implementation. The electrical circuit of creation, right? This is what we want. But what comes in between that circuit, that electrical circuit, right? Well, it's the heart and the mind, the water and the air. Delays it, impedes it, slows it down, sometimes even totally dissipates this spiritual energy, this will, this idea, right? So I feel like you've been on the path for a while, and something's going on now that we're trying to get past in order to keep manifesting, in order to get back to this, right? We've just run into a little bit of a roadblock. This seems like a little bit of a challenge that needs to be addressed, okay? We've got the Lover's card. We've got the Chariot, we've got a Seven of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yes, now I'm getting the chills, the tingly feeling on the back of my neck. This is the really, really wonderful fortune at the end here. This is, I mean, you know, I wish we could skip ahead until the end and just say everything is going to get so much better. Whatever your financial situation is right now, it's going to improve drastically. Spirit's telling me that it may seem like things are kind of getting smaller, getting darker, getting less. No, things are going to blow up. Things are going to get absolutely huge from here, okay? But we've got to deal with some of these issues, thoughts, feelings, relationships, some of these obstacles. in order to get through to that expansive Wheel of Fortune energy. But first, let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go right here. Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, is going to keep an eye on that card for us. All right? And we're not going to look at that card until the very end of the reading, but it will tie everything together. Right? It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, I encourage you to put something down in the comments. Let's exercise the intuition. You're tapped in. You're tapped into it right now. So I feel like this is a good time for you to exercise this. It's one of those things that we use it or we lose it, right? Not exactly. I don't think we lose it. I think it gets sort of buried a little bit under other things, thoughts and feelings, and we've got to sort of work to get it back. And I feel like that's kind of what you've been doing. Maybe you haven't realized that that is it, but if we look at this intuition here, right in the middle, the problem with this electrical circuit is that maybe your intuition got a little bit clouded. Maybe your intuition got a little bit buried underneath these feelings and these thoughts. And maybe those thoughts and those feelings, maybe it pertains to another person in your life. It could be a younger female energy that is really on your mind, this chair is squeaky, isn't it? On your mind, on your heart lately, right? And that could be what we're talking about with the Princess of Cups here. But let's look around at the energy real quick. We've got our major arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a little bit of fire. We've got, we've got the water here. We've got some air. And we've got our earth. Okay. The earth energy is interesting because the Seven of Pentacles in the position of what we don't want, and that's obvious, right? We don't want this to just kind of get darker, to get less. We don't want something to be kind of, this looks like we're a top-down view of a bunch of trees that have been cut down, and we're just looking at the stumps, right? It's not growing. It's kind of, we kill the trees and that's it. We don't want this to be a failure. We don't want to have to kind of scrap everything that we've built and then recycle it and kind of start over, okay? So we really want this to not be sinking and dying and decaying, but we want it to start growing again. We're hoping that if we water it enough, that we can bring this plant back to life. Yeah. And that's, of course, what we're doing with the Prince of Pentacles energy right there. I feel like you've always had a sense of destiny, okay? And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune card confirms that, okay? But who is the Princess of Cups in your life? Maybe this is you? Maybe this is kind of the feeling that we have so many other possibilities, It could be, it could be that you've been on this particular path for a while, but now we're starting to get these other daydreams and fantasies and these other thoughts and feelings about maybe wanting something else, It could be that our mind is sort of tempting us with images here of other things that we could be doing, other paths we could be on, other lives we could be leading, other adventures we could be taking, other goals we could have set for ourselves. There's a lot of images here. This is a lot of, like, literally dream images, symbols. And so it could be really that you've been dreaming a lot more lately. I don't even think it's like when you're sleeping. I think you're just having visions. I think you can't help but your imagination running wild right now. And maybe that's kind of leading us to think, gosh, maybe I'd be happier doing something else. Maybe there's more, maybe there's more joy out there in a different direction. And of course, having those sort of, let's say you have one of these very intense dreams at night, you wake up and then the whole next day, you're kind of in the Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords feeling and the thoughts that go with it that are just kind of like, gosh, I just can't shake that dream. Now I'm really starting to wonder. Now I have this sort of sick feeling, and I'm starting to really overthink it. Maybe I need to be doing something else. Maybe this is not the path for me, right? And as soon as we start this process, as we can see, we stop. We're cut off. Our will and our action, our implementation, our manifestation, that electrical circuit of creation is cut right in the middle. It's, it's blocked. It's not severed, but it's blocked. Okay. Spirit's telling me that you won something recently, or that you've been winning more things. I kind of feel like it's like almost like your luck has been better. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of, things just happen to go your way. I don't know if you play cards or something like that, but there's something where, or I don't know if you're at a fair or something, and you just happen to hey, you won, or you're playing games at the arcade or something with your family, and you're winning things, and it's just kind of it's kind of a strange feeling, right? I think you're really tapped into the spiritual energy right now. But I think the Eight of Swords underneath everything here is that tendency that we have to sort of overthink things. And thinking is a good thing. We want to analyze. We want to get the perspective. We want to get all the data. We want to get all the information. This is kind of a card that's saying, maybe you should review your life up till this point. Okay? I think you should also start a dream journal. But I think that this is really the assessment of the life that you've led, the decisions that you've made, at least on this path that you're on, with this particular iteration of your will, of your idea, your inspiration, whatever you're on right now, right? Analyze how far you've come already and what you've already been doing with that. Okay? At the same time, the Seven of Cups, right? It's a sticky spot you're in because, yes, you want to consider everything that you've been doing. You kind of want to just run through the paperwork from the past and make sure that, yeah, I still like this. We're good, right? But we don't want to get stuck in that so much that we really start kind of slowing down and stopping and we're just kind of stuck, right? So I don't think it's a time for you to stop and make new plans or make different plans. I think it's just a time for you to stop and see how the plan has already progressed up till now. And I think you'll find that everything has kind of gone in a nice way. So we don't need to redo the plans. We don't need to change the plans or make different plans. What we need to do is just make ourselves feel better about where we are and about the plan by seeing how much progress we've already made. Okay? Spirit's telling me that there is some unexpected money that's coming in for you. And I think that is really important. I think that you've been keeping an eye on your spending lately. You need to keep doing that. Don't overdo it. Okay? Don't overdo it. But that the financial kind of worries that you have right now are going to improve. Okay? I almost wonder too, if with this air and water energy, if someone's been someone criticized you, or you had some kind of a conversation. I feel like you were hurt by some very harsh criticism lately, and that kind of gave us a pause, and we're just maybe, gosh, maybe I'm not good at this, And I can relate too. Doing this channel for 2 years now. Not all the comments are positive, helpful comments, Some people are just, they just tell you suck, And sometimes, especially at the beginning, I would stop and I would think, gosh, maybe I do, Maybe I need to reevaluate my whole sort of plan here. And it's okay to have those moments of taking a pause, but really to look at everything else that you've done up till now. And I would kind of go back and I'd look at all the other comments for the videos that I've done, in the few months before that. And it's just there's one negative comment that hits me in a certain way. But it's really nothing compared to the history of all the positivity, all of the love, all of the support that I've received over the years from all of you, and I really do appreciate that, and I recognize that. And that's kind of what I'm advising for you. That's what Spirit's advising for you, anyway. Because we got to get back on course. We've got to get back to what we've sought out to do. Okay, I feel like this is a little bit of a delay. But I feel that you're getting back to your work right now, right? Spirit's also saying that you should right now accept any invitations that are being offered to you. Okay? Anybody has an offering or to invite you somewhere. Take advantage of it, because that's going to lead to, I think, a very important encounter for you. And now we're going to move over to the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. It is free. I think that there's somebody that you really need to come in contact with. It's kind of, right now I feel like there's this energy that with some sort of a, I don't know if it's like a team thing, or if it's just kind of, putting yourself in a very supportive environment. Because I feel like there's that invitation coming. I feel like it's inviting you to, and maybe it's a family. Maybe it's to a family member's house, right? With the Lover's card and the Chariot card. But I feel like you're somebody that really draws strength from your connections with people, I also feel there's a connection to clowns. What is the clown thing for you? I don't know if someone in your family was a clown. Maybe you're being invited to a children's birthday party or something with a clown. But I feel like putting yourself in the environment where there is just a lot of joy, a lot of positivity, because again, at the beginning I said you're very sensitive to the vibes of other people. That's going to be kind of the key to get through this period of time in your life, okay? Is to accept that invite. Go to that thing where there are other, even if you don't really want to go, maybe you don't know the people, maybe you're busy, just go, because the vibe will be good. And you need that. You need the good vibe, okay? Because it'll put you in a good mood. It'll put you in a positive energy. And I think that you will be seeing yourself get back to where you're headed and get back to what you're doing, okay? I don't feel that you've lost your path. I don't feel that you've gotten lost. I feel that you kind of just slowed down and pulled over because we just need to take a moment, And it might be because of that one harsh criticism thing that we were talking about. But I feel that the family vibe, the good, and maybe it's friends, maybe it's coworkers, I don't know, but it has this really good energy to it. And I feel like you kind of need that in your life right now, okay? The Chariot card in the position of the environment. Now we kind of have the Chariot. This is, we have our charioteers in a lot of places here. And of course the Chariot card itself. These two positions in the Dove and Serpent spread are very, very important together. Okay, so what do these two cards tell us? Tells us that moving forward, you're going to be developing, you're going to have to really develop a bit of a thicker skin. We're going to put on some armor, and that armor is going to protect you from any kind of incoming negative energy that can do this to you again, that can stop you in your tracks and make you think, gosh, maybe I do suck. We need that thicker skin so that we're not susceptible to these kinds of delays or, these kinds of, the pause that we've taken, right? And so the thicker skin with the Chariot, it's the fortification, it's the ability to withstand the criticism. I feel like whatever you're doing in your life right now, the way, and maybe you're not doing any specific thing. Maybe this isn't about one thing. This is just you living your life, right? Maybe there is that sort of, that susceptibility to family members or just people like public, whatever, out in the audience, that could say something that just hits you in the right way and slows things down. Now we've got that armor on, okay? We're fortifying ourselves against that. Yeah. And I think that's very important so that we don't have the same delay, and we don't have this kind of the overthinking it. When something happens and then we spend the next few days kind of dwelling on it and thinking about it, like get your sage out, smudge that shit. Get rid of that negative energy and fortify your aura. Because like I said, your aura is very open. You're very susceptible. Your psychic energy, that lunar aperture is way open. So it's letting in a lot of light. But some of the negative energy can sneak in there too. I think you're in a very like hypersensitive kind of place. Okay. And with that intuitive energy, I think you can avoid those sorts of people, but you can't avoid everything. Right? If we're trying to prevent any sort of negative energy from coming our way, we're going to have to avoid life, right? And it's not worth it. So much good energy is coming in, so much prosperity, so much abundance is coming your way that yeah, some negativity is going to get in there. If you got your armor on, you're not even going to feel it. Okay? And that's kind of what I'm feeling with the Chariot card here. It's also a card that says, hey, let's get back on the road. Okay? Let's do it. Spirit's telling me that you're somebody that gives some strange gifts. Like you're a good gift giver, but you give strange gifts to people. Like you're known for kind of the odd gift. Not so much a joke, but just like, where did you even find it kind of thing, right? And I know your birthday is coming up very soon. We're almost into Virgo season. Maybe the invitation is something that has to do with your birthday. Allow yourself to be there. Allow yourself to go. Accept the invitation, right? To feel good, to get that positivity in your life right now. And I think that maybe this time of year is always a bit of a bit of this for you, right? A bit of this sort of a bit of a slowdown in terms of your psychic energy. Because, maybe this time of year you go through these cycles where your psychic aperture, this lunar energy is really, really open and activated now. So you're more susceptible to thoughts and feelings kind of getting injured by other energies. Yeah. And I meant it with the smudging with the sage too, or whatever incense, whatever perfumes you use. Cleanse your space. Cleanse your space, whether it's your room, your house, your car, or just your person when you're walking down the street, right? Do it. It helps. Okay. I would have incense burning in here, but my wife does tea leaf readings over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings, and she doesn't want me to burn incense in here because I'm in a closed room with very little ventilation, so I'd be breathing the incense smoke all day, and she thinks that's bad for me, and she's right. But anyway, if I were outdoors or if I was in the rest of the house, you can bet I'd have some incense burning because that's what I like. So in terms of your path, you've got that Seven of Pentacles, which we're trying to avoid. We don't want that, right? This is the difficulty is kind of, is for one, the difficulty getting out of the dark, right? The difficulty kind of seeing that, hey, look, this isn't something that is kind of failing, or it's no good, or it's not working, or I shouldn't be here. No, this is something that is going to prosper. This is something that is growing, right? It's in the process of becoming more and more alive. But this is what we have to kind of, we have to stick with this. And of course, if you got your Seven of Cups and you got your Eight of Swords, it's kind of saying, let's get out of here, right? But your intuition is telling you better. If you listen to your intuition, it will tell you that you stick with this because you're so close to this major, major improvement. And I think there is a big financial component to it. Okay. Spirit's showing me some stained glass. I don't know why stained glass is important to you, but I'm getting the image of some stained glass. It's a window, I think, or maybe something in the window. Sometimes these details come through as confirmations or validations, all right? And if it's not meant for you, don't worry about it. Just leave it for the next person. But the Wheel of Fortune is for you. And this is Jupiter energy. It's prosperity. It's expansion. It's a change in fortune. It's taking something that is an 8, a 7 of cups, a 7 of pentacles, and it's turning it the opposite way. Okay? All of this becomes a 6. All of this becomes growth and expansion and beauty and love and joy, right? The financial situation is improving. Okay? The progress that you maybe are struggling to see, you're kind of squinting at it to try to see some sort of green in this card. If you really squint, you can see it. It's there, all right? And it's going to grow beyond your imagination, okay? Really going to surprise you how things are going to turn around very, very soon. I feel like this is just kind of, it's the next card over, right? This is so close. It's so close to you right now. Definitely fortify yourself against criticisms that are coming from outside, whether it's family members, friends, or anything like that. Don't allow that to send you into a tailspin, okay, where the mind is just going around and around and around like this, because that's going to slow you down, and that's going to keep delaying the arrival of this Wheel of Fortune. You see? I want to do an empowerment oracle card before we get into the mystery card. And we have soul art. I am a vibrant creator. I express my unique gifts openly with confidence. Every choice I make is an act of creation inspired by my curious spirit. My life is an art piece painted with the energy of my creativity. Well, that is exactly fire and earth, right? And I think this is you. This is what we're getting back to. We've just got to get over this hump. We've got to cross this great river here. This is right on. Right on, very groovy. Soul art, and it's a beautiful card too. Empowerment oracle cards. I think this is it. And I think this is really, that's the soul art, that creativity, fire and earth. Yeah. Now I want to take a look at the mystery card and see what this is going to reveal to us. What are we really looking for? Well, I want to see a 6 of something, you know? Let's turn that right side up. I want to see the Wheel of Fortune have an influence on either the pentacles, the cups, or the swords. To take them from the 8, the 7, or the 7, and let's give it, I would take a 5 even at this point, which shows things are changing, things are moving, right? The 6 is kind of that sweet spot, right? The 9 or a 10 would be good as well. I think more of kind of talking about the longevity of this, right? But the 6 is kind of like right here, right now. Yeah. Put your prediction down in the comments. The 2 of Cups. Well, that's even better. Even better. I feel that, for one, the Princess of Cups, I still feel that there's that younger female energy that's on your mind. And it's kind of, I don't know why you've been thinking about this person, but they've been on your mind. It's part of this thing. I don't know if that's where the criticism came from, but I'm kind of thinking it's not. But I'm kind of thinking this is a side issue. This is telling me that whatever the situation is with that younger female, it's going to get better. Okay? It's going to be fine. Okay? I think this is also kind of talking about you receiving this positivity, receiving these good vibes from whatever this event is that you're being invited to, whether it's a birthday party or, you know, maybe you share your birthday with that person or something like that's going on. But this is kind of this is that interaction with the world that really brings you that heart, that creativity, that confidence that we need to kind of just to keep pushing forward, you know? This card's all about love. This card's all about connections. Yeah, this is kind of a card that is talking about what happens when we make the right connections. We get courage and confidence. We get creativity. We get wisdom. We see the winged lion and the entwined serpents, right? We get the transformation. This unit, it transcends just you and this other person, this other energy. Maybe it's that younger female. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just, well, originally I thought it's just you being in that environment with those good vibes. But it might be when you accept this invitation, you go to this thing, that there might be one particular person that just your interaction with that person just kind of something magical there. And I don't know if it's maybe making a new friend, making a new kind of romantic partner, meeting with somebody that really inspires a kind of winged lion and entwined serpents for you, right? That courage, that creativity, that wisdom, and that sort of transformation in you, right? It kind of maybe it just gives you the boost that you need. Yeah. Very good. I love this energy. We're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. Link up top, link down below. New readings for Virgo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.